Hello, Ghana, and welcome to a new perspective. Charles Sam is my name. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's inaugural address is what we're looking at as a catalyst or a basis for the Ghana at 60 celebration or commemoration. And I have said that I think it is absolutely crucial that we launch at 60 a very comprehensive, well-detailed, long-term thinking, bigger perspective, national orientation program. Because at the end of the day, if we're going to succeed as a country, it is the human beings who are the most important factor. The Ghanaian must have a reoriented Ghanaian, a rethinking Ghanaian, a new thinking Ghanaian, a new attitudinal Ghanaian. Not the same Ghanaian that we worked with, that to end up with results that were not the very best. And I think that in commemorating anything that in this life, or any enterprise in this life, the best thing is to have to ensure that you re-engineer properly, to ensure that you get the best of results come time for reckoning in the future. So today, we'll be looking at leadership at 60. Leadership at 60, because the president did say that the duty of government should be to liberate the energies of the people for growth. Then right after that, because I'm going to tie the two together, he did say that he was reminding us that we have an exuberant and young growing population that wants the best of what the world has to offer and will not settle for third world status. We have an adventurous people who are in a hurry for success, talking about not just the youth, but the whole population of the country. He says, I have no doubt that the talents, energies, sense of enterprise and innovation of the Ghanaian can be harnessed to make Ghana the place where dreams can come true. Hitherto, we all agree that a lot of our dreams never came true. In some cases, we were never dreaming at all. We were just ad hocing. We were just doing things by heart. We were just seesaw up and down. We were playing kwani with ourselves. And really, sorry, that is not the way to go. We cannot have a bitter repeat of history. I mean, it's only somebody who doesn't think properly or intelligently that just keeps repeating the same mistakes again. Obviously, we saw what we did wrong. The ethnocentrism, tribalism, the bad governance, poor leadership, irresponsible leadership, dishonest leadership at all levels, not just at political level, at even a religious level. Right? You expect the best in terms of morals and values, that they're very debased, deteriorated thinking. This is what we all did. Look at our business community. They were looking for the shortcuts or short ways out of everything. No. You know, all of us, same thing, teachers dodging classes. I mean, look at how come the parents are so irresponsible. You bring children to the world, some don't look after them at all, especially the men. Now, if you look at our collective behavior as a country, obviously, this is what the president is talking about, that we need obviously to consider all that. You can't have a leadership separate from a people. It's a partnership. Leadership and the people work together to create a winning situation. That's how it is. So we are in a partnership. It's not that we voted for them, they should go work for us. No. They show the way, go the way, do the way by example, by direction, by intelligent thinking, coming up with sound policies. And then they inspire us along the way as well. But we all have to be involved in getting the job done. It's the collective that must be looking at. Hitherto, we've been looking at just a few things, ourselves, our families, our political parties, our tribe, all those things. No, this time, going forward, it has to be looking at the collective, the bigger collective. I may be a mechanic, a gutter cleaner. My contribution, how do I better add value to it to ensure that it creates the best situation? But of course, this will come from leadership, because that's where we draw inspiration from. So one of the biggest things that we expect now is that from political leadership, that it must be inspirational. Inspirational by proper example. Because leadership or heads of states, for instance, or presidents, represent the authority over God's people, the source of direction, and the high ideals, the excellent standards, the philosophy, the national values, the high values, high philosophy, you know, and that's what heads of states represent. They embody that. And so therefore we must see in President Akufo-Addo these things, everything that we want to become, we must see in President Akufo-Addo, because he cannot have somebody who doesn't have it to produce something for us. He must be able to produce what we want. Otherwise, there's no need having him there. But we have collectively put him there. And therefore, we need to ensure that he provides that clear direction, a sound long-term vision. We shouldn't accept any short-term vision again. It must be sound long-term in thinking. Very long-term. Looking at the next 100 years, the next 50 years, minimum. We must be looking at that. And obviously, there's a lot that goes into that. It means that there must be a plan. He must lay bare his plan. Let us understand this very well. There's one thing I like about President Abdoulaye Wade of Senegal, also of President Nkrumah as well. I realize that, President Wade travels and comes back, and he sits on television. He spends like 2 hours or so explaining the plan of Senegal, okay? And then what the trip that he went on, what he went to do, how it fits into the plan. And wonderful. Trust me. I mean, it was so great. You listen to government communicators in Ghana, and you never find this thing as well. And this has spun through all the governments that I've seen in Ghana. That you don't see that. They don't explain the bigger vision, the bigger plan, and they explain things or what actions are being taken, programs and policies within the context of what the bigger vision is or what the plan is. Nkrumah did that. Nkrumah even went to visit schools and classrooms to decentralize the message. And that's very important. Cabinet ministers should not be sitting only in the offices and creating policy, but they should be out there as well as part of a government selling the president's vision. Because with effective communication of the president's vision breeds understanding. Understanding releases a commitment on our part as a citizenry to commit ourselves or to make a commitment to fulfill the dream. In 1960, when John F. Kennedy in America said by 1970, given a clear time frame that we send a man to the moon, he didn't sit in the White House alone. He went around and made sure all important stakeholders and also the nation at large understood the vision, because he effectively explained the vision. Because so it becomes a people's ownership thing. Now everybody can buy into it. All that President Akufo-Addo said during his campaign or in his manifesto, and all that he has said in his inaugural speech that we are going through now, he must explain further to us. Which is why my also responsibility as a Ghanaian, as a citizen, and not a subject, I am also doing my part to try to, for my own understanding, based on practices worldwide, based on principles, as I said, our forefathers have used. Based on some of those principles, I'm also here trying to download the message so that all of us will understand it, so that we can all buy into it, commit ourselves to it, and then play our parts to ensure that this game is fulfilled. Because we are all the pieces of the puzzle that need to be fitted, shaped up properly, with the proper cutting edge, fitted nicely, so it becomes the bigger whole, the bigger Ghana, the bigger picture. This is what we are trying to do here, so that others will also carry it in another way. And we are all playing our different roles in ensuring that we all be part of it. Because this change is the change we're talking about. It's not just at the top, it's at all levels of society. Every level, everyone has got to change. The mechanic has got to stop messing up your car and lying to you. The tailor, the seamstress should stop lying. They should stop stealing. The ministers of state should not steal. Government functionaries should not loot. Parents should not be lying to children and teaching them wrong values. Our chiefs should not be selling lands that are not theirs, or they don't have the mandate to sell. Our teachers should ensure that they keep learning, keep researching, and come out with the best teaching methods and practices of modern day, which is very interactive in nature, which gives credit to students for their developing their own understanding, for coming up with new things. Our education must be one that must engulf in innovation, creativity, a certain type of new thinking. Our analytical skills must be the sharpest, because today's world, the only thing predictable is unpredictability. And the only way to go around that game is being highly analytical. You can't have dull people, dull products of educational institutions. It doesn't make sense. So the leadership must be up to it. It means that it's a higher level agenda, higher level thinking. A leadership that is intellectual in nature, does its research well, is sure about what it's talking about before it comes out to talk. Not a zonto dancing, one step forward, 10 steps backward. That will not work. A leadership that delivers results. A leadership that is determined, that helps us, that understands how it is, what it takes to unleash our energies, because it is itself doing the right thing. So we also will follow that as well. That is clearly the best way to run the country, because young people are impressionable. The president speaks about them with so much energy. They're impressionable. These are young ones who, if we don't harness them properly, if we don't give them the right tools, comprehensive support services, and all that we require to get them in action, will be or turn out to be monsters against us. We shall be running helter-skelter in this country, going into hiding. We cannot continue on that path. Change has come, and change is now. My name is Chang Fan, and I've delivered to a new perspective. God bless you. God bless the rise of a new leadership in the new Ghana. I thank you.